Sometimes when collecting on a budget, you just want the easy option. Today, we're going to look at two fantastic builders or creators. One who'll print raw prints, the other who'll print finished props. Let's go.
Moss Eisley Spaceport. You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Hello Cantina Rebels and welcome to another episode. In this one we're going to look at fan-made props. So a multitude of stuff, but today I'm going to concentrate on two particular sellers. So one is an Etsy seller, and these are his products in front of me now. He produces 3D printed products that are finished, so fully painted, fully weathered, and then shipped out to you. Now, this particular seller is based in the Ukraine, so at the moment it's a bit difficult and there's delays and stuff like that for obvious reasons. I don't want to get into politics on here, but he's in the middle of a war zone and he's right in the thick of it. So he's limited to small items, and the reason being is he's getting a lot of blackouts at the moment. So power's going, and it means if he's halfway through printing, say, a helmet or something like that, and the power goes, it's ruined. So that costs him time and money, and both things are pretty scarce where he is in the world at the moment. So we're going to take a deep dive into his products, have a look, we'll do some close-ups, and then we're going to look at another creator or prop builder who will print you raw prints. So if you're more hands-on and you want to paint and finish these products yourself, I can show you another absolutely brilliant seller. He used to be on Etsy. He's now set up his own website. We'll delve into that a little bit more in detail. So the first seller we're going to look at is a chap, and his shop is 3D Master Pro on Etsy. So I'll provide links and then we'll do a breakdown of his store in a little bit. He's really good. He's not got a lot on his store, but I've asked him for stuff that you'll see on here that isn't on there, and he's printed it for me, he's painted it, finished it, and got it out to me. And like, considering where he is, fantastic time. So we'll have a few look at the few little bits. So as I talk, I'll overlay some shots of each item, and you can see it in a little bit more detail. So if you're based in the UK, it's a bit difficult to order things like the knives. If you go to put it in your shopping basket, it won't let you. So what you need to do is send him a message on Etsy, and he will send you a link to be able to pay, or you'll be able to do it. It's crazy daft rules and laws over here. I can buy a blaster off him. I can't buy a 3D printed knife. It's a bizarre rule, but it is what it is. So first off, I started and I got some Mando blades off him. So a little Mando dagger. The pictures on his website are phenomenal, but when you get them in hand, they're even better. Like I say, I'll do some close-ups and we'll go through them, and I'll put them to one side as I go along, and we'll see. So this is a little Mando dagger. The second one he did was a vibro blade. So it comes with the batteries and it actually vibrates. So you probably can't hear that. So you can hear that and you feel it vibrating in your hand, which is it's fun. My little boy absolutely loves this one. Again, it's really well designed. The blade looks metal. It's it's not 3D printed, but it's good. The weathering, it's properly chipped. It's a cracking bit of kit. The prices are brilliant as well. You'll see when I put a scroll through his page, the prices, they're phenomenal. For finished props, they're unbelievable. And like I say, this whole channel is about collecting on a budget. So the more you can save, the more you can buy. I remember seeing a saying once, and it kind of sums up this particular page. So it's knickknacks, artifacts, nothing to give you heart attacks. So his prices are good and he sells everything. So moving on, so we've got some more Mando stuff. So we've got the bounty pucks, so you see them here. It puts a little battery in it, and we flick it on and it lights the blue. So looks brilliant on display. The weathering's fantastic on it. It's really good. Again, looks metal. So he's done that. He's done me a magnetized droid restraining bolt. So I have that on my shelf. That's really good. I've got some molds of these things that I'm just going to do some resin printed resin ones. Like they're already printed out, they're already resin poured. So I was going to weather them and look out for them. I'll be selling them soon. But this for a 3D print is phenomenal. He's done the Mando tracking fob. Again, battery in it, so it sparks and lights up the red. Uses real wire rather than it being 3D printed one, and real crimp on the end. You can change the batteries in this on all of them, so they're all able to be continually used. So great for cosplay or like me on your display. He's then created for me thermal detonator. So he made a little stand for it, and the thermal detonator, you can see it here. There's no sound, but I'm sure if you asked him, he'd be able to put sound in it for you. Obviously, it'll affect the price. It's lightly weathered, this one, which is how I wanted it. I didn't want it heavily weathered. I have got a heavily weathered one off someone else, but I can tell you now it's not a patch on this. The finishes on these are phenomenal. You just have to look at his reviews and everything's 5 stars. Then made me some communicators. So the classic Gillette Ladies Razor style Jedi communicator. Weathered on all sides. This I actually bought as part of a 3-pack. So I got that, the breather, which actually moves. So the breather, that's a great little product. It's not one I've really thought about, but I got it in the 3-pack and it's great. It looks good on display. And the little hollow projector. So he talks about designing a product which was later used in the films. He designed this. He was in collaboration with Disney, I believe, and yeah, he never got the gig, but they still used the product. So allegedly. So that's that. He's then done another communicator for me. So again, I'll put some pictures in from his website and I'll do some close-ups from my end. Little Imperial base for the comlink. Again, weather's fantastic. Weathering's fantastic. I mean, that feels rubbery in your hand. I don't think it is. In fact, I know it's not, because when you scrape it, it's not. But it looks and feels almost rubber. And the grime in there is fantastic. I assume he's just airbrushed it all, but he's an ex-jewellery maker, so his attention to details, second to none. So Rey's and Leia's tracking beacon from the sequels, sorry. This my daughter wanted, so we got this and we ordered it, and it's fantastic. It looks great in this, if it's in the light, because it's used like a metallic blue and then like a blue glass in the middle that really pops and really shines. He's done some credits for me. I've looked at 3D printed ones before and I've never fancied it. He messaged me to say that he could make some and did a fancy getting some. I paid for them. I've paid for everything here. So he did some as part of an order for me to make an order up, to make it a nice round number. I think I spent about £100 and I'd spent 80 quid, and he did a load of these and something else for me. So they're the credits. But for 3D printed ones, on the shelf, again, they look really nice. I've got 5 of each colour, so I've got them spread out on my shelves, sort of on different Mando helmets and stuff like that. He's also, part of that order to make it up, made me a Beskar bar. So you'll notice there's a little bit of string on here. So the idea is he's left it so the top pops off, so you can fill it with whatever you want to make it weighty. I've left it, I just took it back because it just sits on my shelf. I'm not using it for anything other than display. But again, cracking print, cracking finish, the Beskar texture on it looks, it's really good. I really like that one. That's a nice simple prop. He's also made an Imperial Officer's Blade, so it's got the little insignia there. I'm not sure what this is from because I don't ever remember seeing it. It might be from one of the games or something like that. I don't really play the game, so I wouldn't know, but I thought in for a penny, in for a pound. I'd got the other blades, so I got this one as well. And I've actually got an Imperial Officer's cap, so I have that on a foam bust head, and I have this sat next to it, or sat in front of it with one of the communicators. And then last but by no means least for now, a little stand here and the star map from Ahsoka. This actually rotates as well, so yeah, so you can see all 3 sides rotate and you can line it up. I've not actually lined it up yet, but again, that just sits on my shelf next to the Sabine Wren helmet, so you'll see a review of that coming soon. All these items I'm going to do a more in-depth review of. For now though, I wanted to sort of highlight these 2 sellers particularly. One, because 3D Master Pro does finished products, but they're not crazy money, and considering they're shipped from the Ukraine, I mean, you've got to remember when you look at the prices on his website, it's going to include, you've then got to add shipping and any taxes or anything like that. So like when it comes into the UK, you'll get charged tax. Because you're buying it through Etsy though, it'll add it all up for you. So the more you buy, the more economical it's going to be, because your shipping, it can fit a lot of stuff in a box. If you do message him, I've not told him I'm making this video, so he doesn't know, but let him know that you saw his details from me. Reason being, I've bought that much stuff off him at the moment. I'm trying to help support him, not mainly because his stuff's outstanding, but just because of the situation he's going through over there. It's hard for him. His wife and his family, it's a difficult time. He's not a soldier. He's not involved in that side of it. Like I said, I don't want to get too political, but it's, he's just a civilian trying to survive. So I like the thought of supporting him, but his stuff is phenomenal. So if you do contact him, tell him that I sent you, and you never know, do you? So yeah, so that's 3D Master Pro. And what we'll do now, we'll move on to our next seller. Okay, Rebels, so what we're going to do now, we're going to move on to our next seller. So this is a chap called Jack. He produces sort of raw prints. So if you feel confident enough to do the painting, to do the weathering and that sort of stuff, he will print the stuff for you. A lot of files are Mystery Maker files, but he's got access and permission to print others as well. Now, a little bit about Jack. He was on Etsy, so he had a real strong following on Etsy. He had 500 odd plus, 600 plus maybe orders. Every single one was a 5-star review. His prints are super smooth, really easy to clean up. Minimal work needs doing to him. he had a little bit of issue with Etsy in regards to blasters. So selling Star Wars blasters. Ironically, there's hundreds of sellers on there that are selling them. But he got targeted for some reason. Long story short, they shut his store down. He had no right to appeal, lost all his customer base and everything. Luckily, a lot of people spoke to him off the site. So, like myself, I spoke to him sort of Messenger and stuff like that, or WhatsApp, and was able to continue to deal with him. He's now set up his own website. So I'll put the details here along the bottom, but it'll also be in the description. I'll also put some screenshots of his website here or here, and we'll have a little scroll through as I'm talking. Like I say, there's not a lot on there at the moment. There is a contact button. There is a contact page on there. If you contact him and you say to him, hey, can you do me XYZ? Chances are he'll be able to do it for you. So he's all right doing the Star Wars stuff, and he does some other bits and bobs from different series or games or stuff like that. Again, Jack's another one where I've asked him for stuff in the past. I've sent him a message and gone, hey, can you print me XYZ, and how much will it be? And within the hour, he's normally come back to me and gone, yes, I can print it. This is the file I'm going to use, and it's going to cost you XYZ. Also with him, he sends you the hardware. So not only do you get the raw print, which needs next to no work, he also sends you any screws, springs, dowels for strengthening, which I'll show you on a rifle in a minute. He sends you pretty much everything you need to finish that print, bar the painting and the glue. I've got loads of... Irony is, I've got my own 3D printers. But his prints are so smooth and so clean out off the machine. He sends them me in a box, and I can get them out, glue them together, sand them up, paint them. So stay tuned, because I've got tens of products that I've had Jack print for me, pretty much all Star Wars related. So I'm going to be doing some videos where we take the raw print, we sand it, we finish it, and we display it. And their videos coming in the future, so we're going to look at that. But just a quick look at some of his stuff. So I asked him to do me the hammers from the Andor series. So with Andor 2 sort of getting the hype at the moment, I asked him to do these for me. So these are the... do we call him the bell ringer in the Andor series? So he uses these to club around the heads of some stormtroopers at the end of the series. So you can see the roughest part of the prints are the bits that sit flat, but they don't feel rough when you touch them. The prints are super smooth. They're really good. So these are the hammers that I got Jack to do. I also got him to do the wall brackets. So these are going to sit on a wall, and the hammers are going to hang. So these are going to be on display in my display room. Which, talking of, because a few people have asked me, I do have a display room. At the moment, it's a bit of a junk room as well. So we're sorting that out, tidying that up, and I will be doing some videos in there going for sort of in the new year probably. We've also got, just going off on a tangent, a podcast coming up. It's going to be called Chewing the Fett. The reason I'm mentioning that is because Jack's going to be one of those that comes on. He said if he's still up for it. I've got a few other YouTube creators that have confirmed that they're up for it and they're happy to do it. So basically we're going to have a chat, and we're going to sit down and have a chat, and we're going to discuss all things Star Wars. So what got him into it, what got him into making props, favourite movies, etc, etc. So keep an eye out for that one as well. But back to Jack. So his website is oaks3dprints.com. So again, I'll put it at the bottom and in the description, and I've shown his website already. I'm going to clear these off the table, and I'll show you the blaster. Okay, so what I've got here at the moment is the Fennec Shand blaster. So I don't even think I can fit it in camera in the frame. So this was printed by Oaks 3D Prints for me. I've glued it all together. It came with the dowel rods for keeping it stable. It has the dagger here that fits into the buttstock. It's a massive print. It's a really big print. I love this. I need to get Fennec's helmet now just to go with it. So this is Fennec Shand's blaster rifle. It's a brilliant print. It's going to be really easy to clean up this and to put it together. So yeah, if you need, or you're after some rough prints, and I know he'll ship all over, then Oaks 3D Prints is a great one to speak to. Say his details are all there. I'll put his details to his Instagram as well. If you want finished props, I mean, this channel's Star Wars related, but I'm sure he could do others for you. And you want a great finish on the, you haven't got time to paint, or you don't want to paint, or you don't feel confident, you can still collect stuff on a budget, and that's using 3D Master Pro. Again, all these details I've already shown, but I'll put them in the description. So for now, we'll leave it there. I will be doing videos of all the prints that I've got off Oaks 3D Prints, and doing them one by one and showing them. I've got Andor blaster, I've got Jyn Erso's blaster, I've got Leia's, Padme's, I've just built Boba Fett's rifle. Again, I like to glue it. A lot of people will sand it all down and then glue it. I like to glue it, see where I'm up to, and then sand it in place. It's a bit of a backward way of doing it. I get that, I know that, and people have said to me, why are you doing it like that? I work better when there's a visual. So I see the rifle, it's like, right, I'm excited now, I want to finish it. If I leave it in the parts, it'll stay in the parts for months, and it won't go anywhere, won't do anything. So for me, I like to build, get it there, it's massive, it's in the way, the wife is on my back, get it finished. The kids want it finished so they can play with it, and we move on. We go on to the next one. So what I'll do now, I'll just get rid of this and then we'll finish up. So there you go, Cantina Rebels. This is a bit of a different one today. I will be doing more of these going forward. It's just, I wanted to give praise to these two particular sellers. I have got others that I've bought from who are equally phenomenal. They aren't producing this sort of stuff though. They're not 3D prints. They're like, for example, there's one guy who does the plaques for me, so I'll be doing a video on him. There's a chap that does the data cards, like Leia puts into R2-D2, and Mando's trying to get in the Mando series, so he's produced some of them for me, and they're fantastic, look brilliant. He's doing some more. That's the only reason I'm waiting. So I'm going to get the full set of them that he's doing, and then he'll be getting a video dedicated to him. And there's loads of people I've bought from. So keep an eye out. Like I say, for me, it's all about Star Wars fans who are making Star Wars props for other Star Wars fans. Stuff that's at a reasonable price, or not. I don't want to use the word cheap, but budget friendly, because that's what it's about. I haven't got an abundance of money, but I like collecting stuff. So for me, it's all about that bargain hunt, that looking for stuff. And when I find good sellers, I want to pass on that love and recommend them. I've bought stuff off other sellers in the UK and abroad, and again, they'll all be getting a video. So if I've bought off you, And I've not mentioned yet, I will get around to doing a video about you. I wanted to highlight these two because these are who I've been using the longest. So raw prints are Oaks 3D prints, and the finished props are from the Ukraine, and it's 3D Master Pro. So check those out. Tell them that I sent you. You probably won't get anything. I won't get anything, but it's always good to know that the community is helping each other out. Same way that if any of you recommend anything to me, I will say you recommended. So I will bid you adieu, and from me and mine to you and yours, see you on the next one.